All right. Okay, happy Friday, everybody. Are we recording? Happy Friday. I hope you are all having a wonderful week. We're going to use this time today to help us get a little bit more in our bodies. There's so much going on in our world these days that can create a bunch of uncertainty, which creates a lot of ungrounded feelings for us. So we're going to use our practice this morning to ground back into the bodies. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest in your lap, and instead of letting them be palm up, let's do palm down. This will bring more of a grounded feeling into the body. And take 3 breaths in and out through the nose. Just kind of settling and getting familiar with your breath. And now take 3 breaths where you inhale through the nose, but exhale through a gently open mouth. One more. Good. Now go ahead and take your right hand to the crown of your head and your left hand just below your belly button. We're going to inhale and draw in breath from behind our left hand, all the way up the spine, all the way up behind the heart, through the neck, through the head, all the way to the crown of your head to the right hand. And almost let the breath rebound off of your hand and exhale down the spine all the way back to the point just below your belly button in your left hand. And then inhale back up to the top. Rebound, gently exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the bottom. One more breath. Inhale to the top hand, the right hand. Exhale to the bottom. Good. Let your hands rest back in your lap, palms down. Bring the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze really, really tight, and press them back, stretch across the collarbone, and slide the shoulders down. Good. We're going to share the sound Om 3 times. And if you've been in class with me before, which many of you have, you know that I am a fan of enunciating all parts of Om, which is really A-U-M, not O-M. And so do your best to let that sound originate way deep down in your belly, almost where we had our left hand, and find its way up and out through an open mouth, and then bring the lips back together to close that loop of energy. Okay. Invite a nice deep breath in to begin. Open the mouth. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to start class this morning with just some, we're going to continue with our awareness on the breath. And I would like to set an intention for all of us that in this class, we do our best to keep all of our movements in line with our breath. That this practice today is more about maintaining a nice, even, rhythmic breath versus moving through a flow and pushing ourselves in and out of postures. That we want to, whatever seat we're in, whatever posture or position or shape that we're in, the breath should always be long and steady. And that's our goal today, is to make the breath long and steady. No matter how much discomfort the body is in, we can keep our breath calm, which helps keep our mind calm, and that helps keep our nervous system calm. Okay, so the first breathing exercise is called Dirga Svasam, and it means full diaphragmatic breath. And so let's go ahead and take our hands down to the belly again, just below your belly button. And as you inhale, I want you to let your belly fall out and expand into your hands. And then as you exhale, at the bottom of the breath, you can gently feel this point below the belly button pull back in towards the spine. So just feeling that with your own hands. Inhale and expand. Exhale, gently contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Let's take 3 more breaths just like this. Nice long inhale. Even and steady exhale. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to bring the hands up just to our mid-torso, and we're going to wrap the arms around so that you can feel your side ribs, almost like you could put your fingers into that intercostal space. And take a deep breath in, and on this inhalation we want to feel the ribs stretch apart from each other in our hands. So nice deep breath in. Exhale all the way out. Feel the ribs gently coming back in, and that point below the belly button also comes back. Good. Inhale, expand, belly drops, ribs stretch. Exhale, release. 3 more breaths here. Really feeling and experiencing that torso expanding out in all directions, front, side, and back. Good. 1 more breath. And then the third part is to take your thumbs and hook them underneath your armpits. This marma point is called Kakshadara, and I remember teaching this to students and I would be like, Kaka, Kakshadara. That's the way we would remember that. All right, so with your thumbs underneath your armpits, let the fingertips find your collarbone. And now inhale deeply, belly expands, ribs expand, and at the top we can feel the shoulders lift and pull away from the fingertips. And as you exhale, the shoulders release and come back down. The ribs come back in and the belly comes back towards the spine. Good. Inhale, belly, ribs, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, ribs, belly. 3 more breaths just like this. Inhale, belly, ribs, shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, ribs, belly. 2 more, your own pace, your own breath. Beautiful. From here, let your hands come back to your lap, palms down, and just continue that full diaphragmatic breath, that 3-part breathing, and see if you can experience all of those movements without actually feeling with your hands. Okay, let the eyes blink open if they're closed. Good. We're going to move into a little bit more of a vigorous pranayama. And this is a pranayama I'm just becoming familiar with. It's new in my practice, so I'm excited to share it with you. And it's not new in the world, it's just new to my practice. and new to my sharing, but it's really gentle, and it's not as complicated as things like Bhastrika or Kapalabhati, but still gets the internal organs and system, I won't say fired up, but definitely awake. So the idea is that you take 2 breaths in through the nose, and then you exhale 2 breaths out through the mouth. In through the nose. All right, so we'll try that. We're going to do 5 rounds and then close the eyes and sit just to feel what it feels like. All right, so empty the breath. Take 1 full inhalation in. Exhale completely out. And then begin. Good. Return the breath to normal. You can feel a little heat already coming to the surface of the skin, starting to awaken and invigorate those internal organs, helping them to release stagnation and accumulation of kapha type substances, so that thick, heavy, dense, gooey quality. Let's do a second round. This time we'll do 9. All right, so full breath in all the way to the top. Empty the breath all the way out. And begin. Last one. Good. Sit up nice and tall. I'm definitely experiencing a flush of heat across the forehead and on the back of my arms. And not a whole lot in my front of my chest. So that's helpful for me as feedback that my body is releasing heat, not creating heat. My nostrils feel more open and even a little bit cooler. And just take a moment to notice or observe anything that you're experiencing. There's no bad experience. There's no wrong experience. All experience gives us perspective. Okay. Good. The next breath is called Udgit. Most people are familiar with Ujjayi, but this is Udgit. And we take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we do that, we take the head, we inhale. Bring the chin to the chest. I'll explain it first. And then as you inhale, you bring the head up so that the chin is parallel to the floor. And then as you exhale, you elongate the sound Hari Om as the head goes back and then comes forward again. So I'll demonstrate 1 and then we'll do 5 together. So it looks and sounds like this. Hari Om. Good, join me, chin to the chest. Deep breath in. Hari Om. As you can see, this is very good for the throat chakra. Good, deep breath in. Hari Om. Hari Om. 2 more. Hari Om. Hari Om. Gently bring the head back to normal and take 3 regular breaths. Again, observing any effects or changes from Utgit pranayama. Good. From here, just blink your eyes a few times and gently come back into the light of your space, and then extend your arms and legs out in front of you. First, just start by shaking out the legs a little and shaking out the arms a little. Good. And then bright hands, bright feet, stretch out the toes, stretch out the fingers, and then give everything a good squeeze. Good, stretch and squeeze. 2 more times. Good, and then go ahead and rotate the wrists and the ankles at the same time. Good, 5 times in each direction. 1 for each element, ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Good, and then bring the tips of the fingers to the tops of the shoulders and bring your legs back in if it makes you feel more steady. Sometimes this can feel a little wobbly out here. Good. Sit up really, really tall and then draw the elbows up, back, and down. Good, now let's reconnect with our breath. Inhale as the elbows go up, and then exhale as they come around and down. Let's do that 3 more times with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Now we'll reverse. We're going to inhale, scoop the elbows up and around, bring them together in front of you, and then exhale down. Inhale, scoop up. Good, 3 more times. Great. Good, go ahead and put your hands on the floor. Bring your knees in if they're not already there, and just gently come onto your hands and knees into this tabletop position. Good. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then walk your wrists 1 hand length forward. Try not to adjust your knees to come up. I always do that. Good, and then inhale, lift up onto the base of your finger knuckles. Good, so not all the way up onto your fingertips, just here. And then exhale down. So we're really working the forearm. So inhale up, exhale down. Try not to use your thumbs. 2 more. 1 more. Now we're going to add lifting the knees. So inhale, lift the palms away from the floor, then lift the knees away from the floor. Exhale, the palms down, then the knees down. Inhale, the palms up, knees up, palms down, knees down. Three more times. Last one. Good. Set the tops of the feet onto the floor and take the hips back to the heels as you settle into child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. With each inhalation, really reach your tailbone as if you could touch the soles of the feet. And as you exhale, reach out through the fingertips. Let's take one more breath like that. Use your next inhalation to bring you back to the hands and knees. And start to undulate the spine in that cat-cow movement. But first, start by pushing your hands into the mat so that you don't sink down into your shoulders. We want to protract the shoulder blades. All right. Go ahead and inhale, gently lower the belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chin, looking forward, and then exhale. Then the tailbone draws under, the spine starts to round, the chin lowers and comes towards the chest. Inhale first, untuck your tailbone, lower the ribs, lift the chin, stretch all the way up to your chin. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale. Exhale. Good. This time as you inhale, draw the toes under. And then exhale, little baby downward dog. Really deep bend in the knees. Good. Then inhale, come forward, set the knees back down, lift the chin away from the floor. Good. Exhale, round the back. Hi, Frankie. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin. This time, exhale, gently push back to downward facing dog. A little bit deeper than the first one. Taking some of that bend out of the knees, but not all of it. Good. And then inhale, gently set the knees down, lift the chin, stretch the belly. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the chin, lower the belly. Exhale, back to downward dog. This time, stay in downward dog and pedal out the feet. Good. And then lift up onto your toes, press into your hands, and see if you can get your head and chest to move a little bit more back towards your thighs. Tuck the chin to your chest, look towards your belly button, and without locking your knees, see if you can gently let the heels melt towards the floor. They may not touch. That may not be what your body needs this morning. Good. And then reach out from your arms, reach back through the heels, and stretch the whole west side of the body, the whole back side of the body. Chin tucking to the chest, looking towards the belly button. And see if you can maintain that rhythmic, even breath, even in downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, shift forward, shoulders over wrists, lower the knees back down, untuck the toes, and send the hips back to the heels. Good. This time, bend your elbows just a little bit and place your right hand over the left. Turn your head to the right and take 3 breaths. Really expanding into your belly so that your torso drops down into your lap. And then they get that reverberation from your thighs, some communication back into the organs as the breath leaves the body. One more breath here. Good. Now gently turn your head to the left and put your left hand on top of the right. Take 3 deep breaths, really expanding the belly in those 3-part movements that we started with. Belly, ribs, and shoulders. Shoulders, ribs, and belly. Full diaphragmatic breath. This helps to activate the vagus nerve.
which is the part of your nervous system that brings you back into the rest and digest phase. One more breath here. And bring your forehead back to the mat. Reach your arms out in front of you and lift up onto tented fingers. And imagine that you could draw the breath from the earth in through the palms of your hands, all the way into your heart, and then out through your circulatory system to the rest of the body. So inhale, draw in prana, mana, or chi. All the same thing. Draw that in with the in-breath all the way up through the arms into your heart, and let the heart disperse it out to the rest of the body as you exhale. Inhale, draw in that vital life force. Exhale, distribute it around to all parts of the body. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Drawing in and distributing prana. We can get very confused and think that our body thrives and lives off of food. But it's really this subtle aspect that we call prana. It's also called mana and chi, that is the force that sustains us. And it doesn't only come from food. It comes from breath. It comes from joy. It comes from the sun. It comes from loving, open relationships. Good. On the next inhalation, draw yourself back up to your hands and knees. Place the palms back down. Turn the toes under. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Good. Look forward at the space between your hands and gently walk your feet all the way to the top. Take a hold of opposite elbows and just hang the torso over your legs. Let it be really heavy. Let the crown of your head reach towards the center of the earth. And take 2 breaths. Nice even inhalation. Steady and rhythmic exhalation. And shake the head no a few times. Shake the head yes. Good. Release the elbows, bend into your knees. Bring the hands to the top of your thighs and gently press all the way up to standing. As you get to the top, reach your arms up, stretch those ribs, and then exhale your hands down right in front of your heart. If you're not at the top of your mat, gently step to the top. Good. And let's give our feet a little space this morning. It doesn't have to be too wide, but play with not having them tight next to each other. Unlock your knees, and then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Lift the chin, look up at the hands, and then see if you can take your biceps just behind your ears so that you open across the front of the chest. Good. Press down into your feet, reach up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hinging at the hips, fold over the legs. Nice long breath all the way down. So we're going to do our best to keep our breath rhythmic here. So inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, and then inhale, shoot your right foot back. Let that knee come down. Good. Finish that inhalation, and then exhale, lift the back knee, send the left foot back, and come into downward dog. At the bottom of the breath, let your inhalation draw you forward. It pulls you out of downward dog, and then exhale, lower the whole body to the floor. Inhale, finding lightness in the head and chest as they ascend. Exhale, relax. Inhale, press up to your hands and knees. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, step your right foot forward all the way up and let the back knee come down. Good. Exhale, press into the back toe, lift the back knee away from the mat and step to the front. Empty your breath here as you take a hold of the back of the calves and gently pull the forehead towards the legs. Good. Soften the knees. Take the arms out to the sides as you press into the feet and come all the way up. Reach up, look up. Take the biceps just behind the ears
And then exhale to your heart. The breath initiates the movement. So inhale, arms float up. Exhale, follow that breath all the way out and down, bringing the hands on either side of your feet. Inhale, shoot your left foot back. Lower that knee all the way down. Here's the top of the breath. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale pulls us forward. Exhale takes us to the floor. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, release. Turn the toes under, press up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale brings the left foot all the way forward, knee comes to the ground, top of the breath. Exhale, press into that foot, lift the knee and draw the right foot to the top. Empty the breath as you gently take a hold of the back of the legs. And then inhale as the torso floats all the way up. Reach up, look up. And exhale to the heart. Take a moment and rest your hands at your sides, unlock your knees, and notice your breath. We're going to add a little more attention and intention here. So depending on your capacity, I'd like you to match your inhalation to the length of your exhalation. So go for 4, 5, or 6, depending on your breath capacity, but make sure that they match each other. I'm going to lead with a 4 count breath. So take a deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands come back in front of the heart. Good. Inhale, take the arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale, soft knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Inhale your right foot back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Good. Exhale, lift the back knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, coming into high plank position. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4. Lower the body down. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the heart. 4, 3, 2. To downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Pause here for 2 breaths. Good, and then look up at that space between your hands. Take a deep breath in and slowly step your right foot forward. Let that back knee come down at the top of the breath. And then exhale for 4 as you lift the back leg and step to the top of the mat. Gently pull the torso towards the thighs. And then release and inhale for a count of 4 as you come all the way back up to the top. Reach up, look up. Exhale for 4 as we slowly bring the hands back in front of the heart. Good. Inhale for 4 as the arms go out and up. Exhale for 4 as you hinge at the hips and lower towards the floor. Good. Inhale, slowly step your left foot back. Look forward. Exhale, lift the back knee, slowly stepping back into downward facing dog. Your breath should be pulling you into all of these positions. So now it pulls us into the high push-up position, and we exhale and lower towards the floor. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, release. Press back to downward dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, bring the right foot forward. Inhale, come all the way up, finding lightness in the torso and lightness in the arms. And exhale to the heart. Beautiful. Rest your hands at your sides. Take 2 nice long breaths. Beautiful. Okay, go ahead and bring your feet together now. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hinge forward. We're going to sweep the arms past the feet and then forward as you sink your hips down into Utkatasana. So starting with your arms just straight out in front of you. Look down, make sure you can see your toes. Good, and then send the weight into your heels as you lift your heart, shooting the fingers up diagonally towards the sky. Squeeze the knees towards each other, press into your feet. Take 2 more breaths here. Feeling strong and steady in the legs, draw that low belly in. Good, and then inhale, shoot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Hands on either side of the feet. From here, walk your feet back into downward dog. And take 3 breaths. Downward facing dog is a relaxation pose. It doesn't seem like it all the time, but it is a position that our body can regenerate in. So take your time and make sure to breathe evenly and fully. Great. From here, inhale the right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, gently step it through all the way to the front. Turn the back heel down and cartwheel the arms up into warrior 2. Good. So we're going to work with some movement and breath, and then we're going to be very still here so that we can observe the differences. All right, so first just find your nice, stable Virabhadrasana 2. Turn the palms up, take a deep breath in, and even lean back just a little bit. Open up across the front of the chest. And then exhale, flip the palms over. See if you can bend into that front knee a little bit more. Good, now we're going to inhale, reach up towards the sky, almost like you're grabbing fruit from a tree. And then you're going to bring it down and around as you shoot it forward. Send it off to somebody, right? Inhale, come up, take that fruit, bring it down and around, and send it forward. Good. Inhale, come up. Take that fruit, pass it out to your friends. One more time. Inhale, take that fruit, down and around, and shoot it forward. Good. One more time, up. And then exhale back into your warrior 2. Look out over your right hand and settle in for 4 beautiful, even breaths. Now, the trick here is to maintain this even breath as we start to wobble in the legs, as we start to burn in the thighs. The body is having a reaction, but we can maintain our mental stability, our emotional stability, by keeping an even and rhythmic breath. The next exhale will bring the hands back to the floor, kind of cartwheeling them down. Turn your back heel up and step back into downward dog. In our resting pose, take 3 breaths. Continue to reach out through your shoulders, lift your toes even, bright feet, gentle bend in the knees. No locks or kinks in the body, so prana can flow without any impediments. Second side, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, gently step it through. And turn your right heel down. Cartwheel the hands up. Find your warrior 2. Flip the palms over. Take a deep breath in. Lift the chest up. Exhale, flip the hands back over. Look over your left hand. All right, we're going to pick that fruit. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Arms go up overhead. Grab that fruit. Bring it down and around as you shoot it forward. Inhale up. Down and around. One more. Good. Inhale, take it up to the top. Exhale, open the arms and settle into Virabhadrasana 2 or Dve, which is 2. And take 3 breaths. Notice when your body starts to get agitated and how that starts to constrict your breath. Luckily, our breath is both under our control and out of our control. So make it your control right now and make it even, make it steady, and make it rhythmic. Be uncomfortable in the body while maintaining your peace in the breath and mind. Good. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Turn that back heel up and step into downward dog. From here, come forward, lower the knees down, and take a few breaths in child's pose. Our breath rate is up because we've been working the body. So we're going to take this time to bring it back to a normal, slower pace. Use the next inhalation to come up to your hands and knees. Draw the toes under and exhale back to downward dog. Good. Bring the feet together and send that right leg up and back behind you. Keep your shoulders squared towards the mat and open up that right hip. It's really just externally rotating that leg. Keep reaching and pressing down through your right hand so that you don't lift your right shoulder away from the floor. Take another breath here. Flip that hip back over and then draw the right knee all the way forward. Touch your nose and then send that right foot all the way up and back. Exhale, draw the knee through. Take it to the outside of your left elbow. Exhale, take the knee up and back. One more time, draw that knee forward to the outside of your right elbow and then take it all the way back. Good, this time draw it through right through the center. Place your foot down, turn the back heel down, and then straighten into your front leg, coming into Trikonasana triangle pose. So your right hand is on the outside or the inside of your right foot, and then we're going to inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. So a little movement first. Exhale, bring that hand back down. Inhale, take it up. Let your gaze follow the hand. Exhale the hand back down in front of your left foot. Inhale it back up. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale up. Stay here in Trikonasana, 3-angled pose, reaching evenly into your hands in opposite directions, reaching out through the crown of your head, finding length in the torso, length in the legs. Take 2 more breaths. Even and steady in the breath while the body is doing something physically challenging. Good. From here, exhale that left hand down. Turn that back toe up and bring the left knee to the floor. From here, draw the right toes up as you bring your hips back towards the back thigh and then drape the torso over the right leg. So Ardha Hanumanasana, half Hanuman pose. We're just going to stay draped over this front leg, and you can take your hands out pretty wide so you don't cause any crunching in the cervical spine. You do want to press your right heel into your mat and drag it back towards you to activate all the tiny little muscles around the pubic bone. 2 more even and steady breaths here. One more. Beautiful. Bring your hands back underneath you. Step that right foot back. And then from here, walk your hands out forward in front of you and lower the heart to the floor, coming into Anahata Asana. Hips stay high. You can rest on your chin, cheek, or forehead, whichever feels appropriate for you. Take 2 more breaths. Good. From here, press into your knees. Shift yourself forward into Sphinx pose, bringing the elbows right underneath the shoulders, pressing down through the hands, and then traction the arms to pull the chest through towards the front of the mat. Anchor your pubic bone to the floor. Good. And release. Bring the hands back by the low ribs. Bring your legs together. Tuck your elbows in tight and imagine there was like a giant fountain under your belly, and you're just going to press up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. So the kneecaps pull up, you pull your thighs up away from the floor, lift the whole body up, look up, and then exhale, bring the hips up as you roll over the tops of the toes and come into downward facing dog. And we're ready for side 2. Stepping the feet together. Inhale that left leg up and back behind you. Really press down through your left hand and then open up the hip. Keep those shoulders stable. One more breath. Good. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, flip the hip over and draw the left foot all the way up to the front. Turn that back heel down. Straighten into the front leg. Bring your left hand right next to your shin on either side, and then inhale the right arm up. Look up and exhale it down. Remember, we're letting our gaze follow the tip of the thumb. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time stay up. Good. Reaching evenly through both arms, reaching out through the crown of your head. And knowing that every day is going to bring us challenges. Every day is going to give us an opportunity to maintain that rhythmic and even breath. So use this as a practice for your life. Let this challenge you, but stay even in your breath. Don't get agitated in the mind. Know that the body can work without that frustration. Take one more big breath here. And then exhale the hands down. Turn your back foot up. Bring the back knee to the floor. Send the hips back towards the back heel and draw the left toe away from the floor. Walk your arms out nice and wide and then drape the torso over the front leg. Your forehead may or may not touch the shin, but do press into the back of that left heel. Draw it back towards you so you activate the little muscles around the pubic bone and around the hips. One more nice long breath. Good. And then bring both hands inside the left foot. Take it back behind you and then walk your heart to the floor. Good. Stretching across the front of the chest, stretching into your collarbone. Activating that sadhaka pitta, that aspect of our pitta, our discerning quality, that helps us to maneuver and move through emotional happenings. Everything is emotional. Everything. Inhale, shifting forward into Sphinx pose. Good. And this time just walk your hands all the way out. Bring the palms together, rest your forehead on the floor, and then bend the knees and gently sway the feet side to side. Good. Rest your feet down. Good. And bring your arms back underneath you, almost like you're in Sphinx. So the elbows are underneath your shoulders. And then one half hand walk forward. Parallel your forearms to the front edge of the mat, and then rest your forehead down. You might need to walk out just a little bit more. But what I want is not this. I don't want you to be all stretched out. I want there to be a little bit of angle in the armpit. Rest your forehead in the notch on your wrist, and then turn your toes out. Makrasana, crocodile pose. Gives us the opportunity to connect deeply to the earth as we rest our whole torso and even into the lower legs is connecting with the earth element, helping us to ground both to the earth and into our bodies. This makes us much more stable to maneuver through our day, our relationships, and any circumstances we encounter. Good. Extend your legs back behind you. Bring your hands by the low ribs. Remember that fountain underneath you. Press up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lift the chin, look up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as you contract the abdominal muscles and roll back over the tops of the toes, coming into downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. Good. One more slightly challenging posture. We're going to inhale all the way out to this high push-up position. Then you're going to roll over onto the outer edge of your right foot and bring your left hand to your heart, coming into a side plank. Now remember, there's so many variations here. You can have your right foot out in front of you. You can have your left knee down. Whatever your body needs this morning, please honor that. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, you can take that left hand up towards the ceiling. Now we're really challenged in the physical aspect of our body here, so see if you can maintain that breath. I'll be quiet for 3 breaths. Try not to let your head hang down. Keep everything strong. 2 more breaths. Shaking and quivering, my breath is still stable. Good. Coming back into that high push-up position. And then rolling right over to the other side, right hand to the heart. Pause here, and then take it up if that's accessible for you. 3 steady breaths. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. 2 more breaths. Strong abdomen. Good. 1 more breath. And then exhale, coming back into this high push-up position. Lower the knees to the floor and take the hips to the heels. So our heart rate is increased, our respiration rate is increased. We'll take 3 breaths to bring everything back to normal. Great. From here, we're just going to walk the hands back on either sides of the legs as we sit up onto the shins. Sit to the sides of your feet and then sweep your legs out in front of you. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and come all the way down to the back. Hair. Who needs it? Somebody does. Maybe we should give our hair away, Michael. Okay. Okay, as if we're setting up for bridge pose. So feet are on the floor, knees are bent, heels are pulled up towards the glutes. And then we're going to extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. So nice bright foot shining up towards the ceiling. And then left leg can go out. Take a hold of the back of your hamstring and gently pull the toes towards the top of the mat. But notice as you do that, you can flatten your low back to the floor. So I want you to make sure that you maintain this lumbar curve. So you've got to press down into your sacrum and then draw the toes back. So they're not going to come as far as they would if we flatten the back. But more importantly, we're maintaining the proper alignment of our spine. So keep kicking that heel up towards the ceiling, pressing down through your sacrum, and then gently drawing the toes forward. Not at the loss of that shape in the spine. Good. Set your right foot down. Bring the left leg up, and then send your right foot out. Good, same thing here. Roll onto the top of the sacrum, so you've got to shift your hips forward, take a hold of the back of the hamstring, and then gently pull the left leg towards the top of the mat. Really gentle, really slow, noticing where your body has resistance, noticing where your breath gets kinked. Beautiful. Go ahead and set that foot down and bring the right ankle on top of the left knee, and then pull the left knee in towards the chest. A nice deep stretch to the outer edge of this right hip. Good, and then from here, take your arms out to a T. The legs are going to stay in that same position. Your left shin is parallel to the floor. We're going to take a deep breath in here. And then as we exhale, we're going to gently take the right foot over to the left. Good, placing that right foot down on the floor. Good, and then anchoring into your right shoulder as you take the chin across the chest to look out towards the right hand. Good, keep pressing down through your right foot and your right foot and your right shoulder. They're crossed, so it crossed my brain. So we're focusing on the right side of the body, even though the right foot is on the left side. Take one more breath here. Good, you couldn't hear me because my head was turned away from the mic, so let's take one more breath here. Good, and now anchor down through that right shoulder as you bring the feet back up. Good. Set both feet down. Lift your hips up, straighten out your spine, and then bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Take a hold of the back of the right hamstring and gently pull the knee in towards the chest. Good. Find a nice rhythmic breath here. It's always nice to add a little bit of focus for the breath as well. So if you're feeling a deep stretch into this outer hip, send your breath here. Even though the breath comes to the lungs, prana follows thought. So wherever you think of, that will send that vital life force right to that area. So let's think about the left outer hip and take 3 breaths. Good, one more deep breath in. This time taking the hands out to a T. As we exhale, we're going to lower the legs to the left foot coming down. Anchor into the left shoulder as you trace the chin across the chest to look out towards the left side. Good, press into the left foot, press into the left shoulder. What a beautiful experience for the body. This is such good brain yoga. Two more breaths. Good. Anchor down through the left shoulder. Bring the knees and head back up through the center. Place both feet down. Just adjust your spine so that you feel in good alignment. And then the next thing we're going to do is come into a very gentle shoulder stand. And if shoulder stand is not already a part of your practice, then I ask that you just come into maybe a supported bridge pose with the block underneath the sacrum so that you do get a little bit of an inversion. To come into shoulder stand safely, first we need to understand that if we're menstruating or pregnant, this is not the posture for us to be in. And if you've recently had any eye surgery, you don't want to go into this posture either because it causes a lot of pressure to come into the head. So the first thing that we want to do is bring your feet up close to your glutes and then send the feet up towards the ceiling. From here, I like to grab a hold of the side of my mat and then I'll gently swing the legs
and take the feet over the top of the head. Good. From here, I'm going to bring the hands to the low back as I tuck my shoulders underneath me. And then I'm going to take one leg up at a time. Okay, so now we're in shoulder stand. It's very important that your gaze stays looking up at the toes. Do not look left or right. And you can even let the chin fall just a little bit away from the chest. You don't have to be so tucked or constricted. Good, and then push your hips forward, take the heels back. What we're looking for is that the ankles are over the knees are over the hips, and the hips are somewhat over the shoulders. Good. We're getting some nice compression into the thyroid, into our Vishuddha chakra. This posture is great medicine for anything going on in the throat. And for many of us right now, there's lots of constriction here because we are afraid to speak our truth. No matter where you stand, there's fear in all of us. So we'll let some of that go with this posture. Shoulder stand is also a great relaxation pose for the heart and the whole cardiovascular system because it doesn't have to work so hard right now to pull that blood back up from the feet. We're draining the legs and feeding the heart. Let's see if you can maintain that even rhythmic breath, even in shoulder stand. For 3 more breaths. One more. Good. From here, slowly lower the legs back over. I like to take one down at a time. Let the toes touch the floor. Release your hands to either side of the mat. You can either grip your mat or you can have flat hands. These are going to act as cantilevers as we roll down slowly, very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, keeping the thighs tucked to the belly as best we can. All the way down, setting the hips down gently. All the way down. Beautiful. Keep some activation in those abdominal muscles as the legs lower all the way to the floor. Beautiful. Set them down gently. And then from here, right away, go ahead and grab the side of your hips. Press into your elbows, flex your feet, sit up halfway to look at your toes, and then lift the chin, lift the heart, stretch across the collarbone, and take the top of the head to the floor behind you, and breathe into the throat. Breathe deeply all the way up to the collarbone. Matsyasana, fish pose. Best pose for giving us new perspective. Gently let a smile fall onto your face as the edges of the lips fall towards the floor. Bringing joy and happiness all throughout the body. Take 3 more breaths here. Keep pressing into the elbows, lifting the heart. The weight should not be in your head. It should be in the elbows and the sacrum. Good. To come out, press into the elbows, draw the chin towards the chest, look at your feet, and then slowly roll down. Good. From here, take your arms out to the sides, take the feet out to the sides. Just shake things out. And we're going to do one more gentle twist. So go ahead and bend the knees. Bring the knees all the way up, shins parallel to the floor. Take your hands out to a T. Wait, I want to do this differently. All right, keep your hands in a T. Set your feet down. Take the feet to the edge of your mat. And start first by just doing 2 or 3 windshield wiper movements so that we release some stagnation in the hips. Good. Okay, now
We're going to take the knees all the way over to the left. And then take your left ankle and take it on top of your right knee. And then reach your arms up overhead and take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. And pull your left wrist up and away as you press your left foot down into the top of your thigh. Take 2 breaths here. Release your arms back out to the sides. Take the top leg off. Windshield wiper 2 times. 1, 2, 3 over to the right. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee. Reach the arms up overhead. Take your right wrist with your left hand. Press down through your foot. Pull the arm up. Stretch the body. Keep both feet flexed to protect your knees. Good. Release. Take the feet down. Windshield wiper 2 times to each side. Good. Then bring the knees back up through the center. Feet are still wide. Let the knees collapse in towards the center of the body, resting on each other. And then bring your hands anywhere on your torso that brings you a sense of comfort, a sense of groundedness, a sense of connection. And take 3 easy breaths. Beautiful. Go ahead and extend your legs all the way out. Arms come to the sides and just rock the legs side to side. Rock your head side to side. And then find stillness. Stillness in the body, stillness in the mind, but a gentle fluid movement in the breath. Okay. Now feel free to follow me verbally out loud or say these things to yourself internally. So we're first just going to start by stating our names. My name is Cory Tixier. Just repeat after me. I call on my highest self. I call on my healing team. I call on my ancestors. And I call on every single point of consciousness throughout this beautiful body. We ask for your assistance today in helping to rejuvenate, restore, and bring vitality back to all parts of this beautiful system. We ask for your support in staying grounded in our body and breath. We ask for your assistance in keeping us on our path, no matter the paths of others, with full acceptance that we each have our own path, our own needs, our own life. We ask for your assistance in keeping this body, mind, and spirit in union, in happiness, in health, and in joy. And so it is. Breathe that in. Breathe it out. Let those words and intentions be absorbed and assimilated throughout your body, mind, and spirit. With the next inhalation, give the fingers and toes a little wiggle. Gently move the ankles and the wrists. Start with the elbows, and then the knees, hugging one knee into the chest, and then the other. And then take a moment now, just notice which one of your nostrils feels more clear and open. And you're going to roll to that side, giving the opposite nostril the opportunity to open. And then keeping your eyes closed, gently press back up to a seated posture. Coming right back into that tall spine, steady seat, even breath. Take a moment now, gather your hands in front of your heart. And without any attachment to the fruits of our practice today, let's give it away. Let's dedicate this class to anybody who needs it, known or unknown. Maybe it's just to a community or to a city, or maybe more specific to a person. Grant them all the benefits of your practice today. We'll close our time today with the sound Om, and then 3 Shanti. Shanti means peace. Inviting a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, I've never done this before. Don't open your eyes. We're going to do it again. And I want us to have the intention now that when we say Shanti, that peace washes over us, and we send it out through the whole world as a vibration of calmness, a vibration of peace and wholeness. So let your sound expand far beyond your space, reaching the whole world. So starting with Om again, inviting the breath in. To the world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I am the world and the world is me. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful day. Whenever you have this class, whenever you enjoy this sequence, make it a beautiful day. Namaste.